Hello everyone. So today I saw the latest animated film from one of the best, if not the best, animated studio in all the world, Studio Ghibli. The film is called The Tale of Princess Kaguya. And I don't know if Miyazaki had really anything to do with this movie. Most of the Studio Ghibli movies that I personally have seen, he's either written, directed, or produced those films. But this actually is from the director of my personal favorite Studio Ghibli movie of all time, Grave of the Fireflies. But thankfully, this film is not as depressing as that film. Now, I love Grave of the Fireflies. I wouldn't want to change it in any way, but it is a real depressing film to watch and is the best, I think, the best Studio Ghibli movie ever made. With this brand new film, it actually is based on a Japanese folklore about a bamboo cutter. As he's cutting some bamboo, he comes across this weird little plant that opens up in front of his eyes, and inside there's like this little person, this little female person, all dressed up, little princess. So he takes it home to his wife, and once he gives it to his wife, she is a baby. She becomes a baby, and over a very quick, short period of time, really quick, short, whatever, it becomes a woman. And throughout this time, they call her princess, and she doesn't really have a name, but they live in this small little community, and she loves living in this community. But her father, the bamboo cutter, wants her to have more fame and fortune and to be a real princess. And through the bamboos, he finds gold and dressing, all this weird, strange kind of stuff. And they actually move from their really small community to the city, the capital, and he kind of shows her off and wants her to be married and all this stuff. And there's this weird kind of battle going on between her and her father, her new father. I don't know who her real father is. You know, there's a lot of symbolism going on in this movie, and stuff that I understood and stuff that I didn't. So there's kind of this nice battle that's going on, a friendly battle, nothing too crazy, where she kind of wants the old community, the safe community. She doesn't really want to get married, and her father wants all this new stuff for her. And she also has love for her mother, and her mother has love for her, and there's all this stuff going on. Again, lots of symbolism, a lot of metaphors that kind of got, and some I didn't. I don't know how true this is to the actual folklore, because I never heard about it before. So I was a little lost at times, but what I really grabbed on at first was the characterizations, the animation, the way the movie looked. I love the way the movie looked. It looked just so different and strange, like nothing I've ever seen before. It looks like, I mean, when it comes to animation, but it looks like this film looks more like Japanese art than anything else. And I bet that's the way the filmmakers are going for, and maybe it definitely helps to be more true to the actual source material. The film is actually rated PG, and I'll get into that in a little bit, and the film is actually 2 hours and 17 minutes, so it is quite long as well. But it is rated PG, and even though it is rated PG, I would not recommend this to a younger audience. I would say this is more for the grown-ups. There are more grown-up themes going on here, more things that grown-ups have to deal with, that I think some of the younger audience might be bored by or not completely understand. Maybe some will, but I think they might enjoy more of the animation and the characters than the actual journey of the film, the actual message of the film, and where the film goes. I enjoyed a lot of the film, even though I have to say, even though it did grab me, it didn't grab me emotionally. I never felt emotional with the story, even though I was moved by the characters and the animation and the way it looked. It's such a strange, weird, and unique way of animating things, and I love it. It's great to see it hand-drawn instead of the computer generation. And I love computer generation. I don't want it to go away anytime soon, but I really like that the Japanese really stick to hand-drawn animation, because you can see the passion and the heart in every frame of this movie. Even though I did not understand everything, and a lot of stuff went right over my head, thanks to maybe the translation. Even though this is the American version of the film, what I mean is that there are American actors and actresses voicing the parts of the Japanese characters. And it was cool to see some of them, and there's a huge laundry list of people that you can find that out if you want to online. And the voice work is fine and everything. I would definitely like to go back and watch with the Japanese artist and their voices. I would rather see that with American subtitles if I'm going to watch this movie again, which I plan on watching this movie someday soon, I hope to. I just think it's a beautiful looking movie. I wish I got more out of it. It was kind of hard to understand everything that was going on, especially this weird, strange world. It was just like, it looked like, I mean, I don't know how true this is to the original source material, but it just looks like they threw everything at the wall and they just said, we're just gonna just make this as weird and strange and out there as we possibly can. And I bet, again, there's a lot of symbolism and a lot of metaphors that will explain some things, that why some things happen in this film. But overall, I felt like this was just a completely beautiful film, especially to look at. I liked the way it looked. It didn't feel long, even though it is over 2 hours. I have to be honest, it didn't feel long at all. I was really just captivated by what was happening on screen and just how interesting it all was and just how loony sometimes it was and just so out there, and I appreciated that. It made the movie more exciting to watch than just some straightforward story. I mean, there's fantasy elements, but I feel like even though there's a lot of fantasy going on in this movie, I felt this film to be more dramatic and had a more drama edge than anything else going on in this movie, and that's what I really appreciate. I felt like I was watching a drama more than anything else. Even though there's a lot of fantastical, strange, weird things that happen in this movie, it felt more like a human drama. I mean, with new parents having this new kid in their life and what to do, and they're trying to do the best thing they can for this kid, but they don't know that it might not be the best thing for her, and there's this really strange out there ending that happens that probably is more symbolism and more metaphors than anything I can explain in this review. But I will say, if you can find this in the theater, I highly recommend it. If you're a huge Studio Ghibli fan, I think you'll really enjoy this film. I will really be curious to see if anybody else has seen this movie in the theater. What did you think about it? I don't know where else it's playing, if it's going to be on demand. I don't know how big of a release it's going to get. It is, again, rated PG, but I don't think it's for a wider audience. I think there's a lot more adult themes in the film that grown-ups will get, and hopefully the younger audience will get. Maybe as they get older, they can watch it and appreciate it as well. But I'd say this is a really great animated film, and I'm just really excited to see what's coming out from Studio Ghibli in the future. Again, this was a surprise to me. I didn't expect to see this movie today. I didn't know when it was going to come out, so I'm glad I found it in the theater and was able to watch it. And for that, I'm going to give The Tale of Princess Kaguya, I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePile.com, and if you've enjoyed this video movie review, please click right here. Subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. In the meantime, have a great day, a wonderful night. And if you've seen this film, let me know in the comment box below. I'd really appreciate what you think about it. And have a great life, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone, and peace be with you, my friends.